Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm just kind of showing you guys my everyday makeup tutorial, kind of what I wear to work on a daily basis. Really easy, simple. I'm just starting off by priming my face using the Becca First Light Priming Filter, right? That's what that one is. I love that stuff. And now really quickly I'm just going to do my brows. I am using the Benefit Bravo Primer, and then for my pencil I'm actually using the BH Cosmetics HD Brow Pencil, I think is its title. And I actually really love this pencil. It's almost identical to my eyebrow color, which for me is really hard to find because my brows are half brunette in the front and then the rest is pale blonde at the ends, which is why it looks like I have no tail into my brows. And then to make it all match and mix well together, I am taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Setting Gel in the shade Blonde to lighten it up to match my hair a little bit better. Now to prime my eyelids, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. To be honest, this is what my favorite thing this is for. I don't really like it as much as a concealer all the time. I always have to mix it with something, which you'll see me do later, but I do love it as an eyeshadow primer. I think it's fantastic. And then I'm just taking my Real Technique sponge. I'm using the little tiny end of it, the sculpting sponge, and I'm blending it all out. Now, to set my eyes and to do my eyes today, I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro palette. And to set all that down, I'm going to mix the two shades White and Cream. For me, this kind of is like a perfect match to my skin tone if it didn't have redness in it. And then to create my transition shade for this palette, I'm mixing the shades Taupe and Mauve together, and I'm just lightly dusting it in my whole crease, inner to outer corner, giving it a nice rounded effect. I don't really want a cat eye or anything today, just a nice rounded eye look. And I'm just blending it out until I'm happy with it, basically. Now I am taking the shades Sable and Garnet, and I'm mixing them together. So Sable's matte and Garnet is a shimmer, so I'm mixing them together to create that outer smokiness, but it's not an intense smoky. Mixing them together kind of helps lighten up the Sable a little bit. And I'm basically placing on my outer corner and then dragging whatever is left on my brush in through my crease to make it fade nicely. And then, of course, going in with a clean blending brush. I think this one's my Morphe E27 brush. Love that stuff. Now for my lid color, I'm mixing the shades Champagne and Light Bronze. I want something a little more bronzy today, so I went really heavy on the bronze, and then realized I didn't want it that bronzy, so I'm going in with the shade, I want to say it's Crimper? I don't remember. I'll have it linked down below. It's by ColourPop. It's one of their glittery ones. I love these for just an overlay on your lids to give that nice shiny wet look. And now I'm going in with one of my favorite foundation combinations right now. I'm mixing the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation with the Estee Edit Skin Glowing Balm with Peony something. I'm taking one pump of the that looks so silly. One pump of the Urban Decay and 1.5 pumps of the Estee Edit one, and I'm mixing them together. I mixed them on my hand, applied them all over my face, and I'm just blending using my Real Technique sponge. I really like mixing these together because I think for me, I really like the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation, but I really do prefer it in the winter when I'm definitely at like that middle point in my skin where I'm not too dry. And doing this in the spring to kind of help it be a little glowy, a little less full coverage, but definitely still buildable. It just, I feel like I love how it ends up looking on my skin. It looks like my skin, but a little bit better coverage and so much more radiant. It's just, hands down, a favorite thing for me to be doing lately. I think I mentioned this actually in one of my monthly favorites. I want to say it was March that I talked about this combination. And I just love this Real Technique sponge. Everyone loves the orange one. I love the pink one way more. And now this is what I was kind of saying about the Tarte Shape Tape earlier. So I'm just taking a little bit. Most YouTubers make that giant, huge triangle with this. I can't do it. It's just too much for me. So I'm just very lightly highlighting with this. I do go a little more ham on my forehead than I wanted to. But then I'm mixing it. So I'm taking the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer in Fair, and I am just porcelain, not fair, and I'm just using it to kind of blend and create that triangle under my eye and to just kind of help sheer it out, make it match a little more, make it not look so heavy compared to the rest of my foundation. I feel like mixing these two together is kind of the same effect of mixing the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation with the Estee Edit Skin Balm, and I'm basically just using this to highlight and conceal. I mean, I'm not really someone who, I'm not trying to brag. I don't really feel the need to conceal all the time for me. For me, my big issue is my redness on my face, which I've kind of been trying to embrace a lot lately. I've been trying to change it up, so. But yeah, I mean, I just look at that under eye. Mixing these two together is more than enough coverage for me, and it makes it nice and radiant and luminous, and I love it. Just It's amazing. Life-changing. Now I'm just going to set my whole face and make a really weird face while I do it using the Makeup Forever HD setting powder. This is the loose one, and I'm using the powder brush, I think is what it's called, from Real Techniques. I just, for days like today where I'm not baking, I would never bake with this. Do not bake with this powder, guys. It is not designed for that. It's too translucent. It will give you that white flashback. However, for just setting your face, it works fine. And now to contour, I decided to jump back into something I haven't used in a while, and this is the Tarte Double Duty Contour Palette. And I'm just taking the contour shade in that and lightly carving out my cheekbones and putting a little bit in my temples. I really only like to contour my cheekbones, and when I do, it's not really that often. I do it mostly for you guys. I don't really do it for myself. I don't feel the need to contour. And then for my blush, I'm actually taking the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. I love this blush. It is one of my favorite blushes for anyone who has fair to medium skin tones. I think it always looks gorgeous. And then I decided to take the highlight that was also in that Tarte palette that I used for contouring and use as my highlight. It's not exactly an intense wet highlight, and it doesn't look like an Anastasia one, but it gets the job done. And then I decided to highlight my Cupid's bow, and now I'm just using my blush brush to blend out the line so I don't have a harsh highlighter line. And now for my lip color. I love this lip color. Praise Kat Von D for this, because everyone always talks about bow and arrow, which I do like, but this one in the shade Ophelia is just so perfect for me. I love it a lot. It's way better than bow and arrow if you're very fair-skinned. And now to do my eyes, I am just putting on some of the L'Oreal Voluminous Feline, right? Not Feline Voluminous, Voluminous Feline Mascara, which I feel like for me builds up my lashes really, really nicely without a primer. I did wear it in a first impressions video, which I will link down below for you guys. And that is it. That is the final look. It's a very nice, simple, easy to wear to the office look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.